And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Our final game of the 41st Bob O'Connor tournament. This will feature the Bantam B2 championship game. The Edina Hornets and Wayzata Trojans will square off Edina white and Wayzata yellow, as the puck will be played from center by Oliver Lyson by Edina, as this will be played back at the line. That's going to be controlled and played to the near side. Edina working a quick rush off the offensive zone. That was going to be stopped there. That was Lyson with a couple of bids. He connected there with Vincent Rock as well. Now back up to the high slot area. Wayzata is going to work it back out of the zone. They're going to try to play this one through traffic, as that's going to be turned aside. That will clear back into the neutral zone as Wayzata will regroup. They'll play over to the near side. Quickly at center, that's off the stick of Henry Engel, as Edina will regroup back into their own zone. The survey back up to the left wing side. That's going to be sent right back in by Wayzata's Henry Meehan. Now from the right side, it's going to be played to the neutral. And Wayzata and Edina play catch with the puck here in the early going of this one. It's a chance toward the slot area that gets thwarted there, as they'll look their way back toward the goal mouth area. And instead, back out of the zone we go. And there's a whistle on the play. Off the draw, Edina will control, looking over toward the left wing, as that's going to be off a stick and back behind the net. Giving chase there was Lucas Cozio. And now Edina forechecks with Brady Collins. Big check off the end wall there. Pressure coming from the right wing side. Edina plays this one down low. Good positional play there by Oliver Ellefson. And to the neutral it goes. Edina will backpedal and play that one back up and through, as that's going to be deflected in wide of the mark. Defensive play by Chase Gaugen. Now it'll be controlled left side for Henry Meehan, as it's going to be off the stick of Tyler Rail. They're looking to find the possession game here early on. They're really taking away transition neatly. Caleb Kroll will play that to the line. Edina controls on the move now. Nice play away from traffic as Lyson, as he's going to try and manage that one down the wall. Edina will control. There's a shot turned aside by Landon Nelson as he makes the save, and Karen will be played all the way back into the Edina zone as they'll regroup back in behind with Zach Hines. Hines will look over to the left wing as they'll find the stick of the neutral zone controlled by Kroll. Kroll, left wing on the feed. Here they come across the line. There's a shot in on the stick, and that's handled neatly there by the Edina goaltender, number 30, Maxwell Zamwaldi, as he gets the nod in goal for Edina. Off the draw, played back in behind. Around to the near side. Edina will control up to the left wing. Big check there, canceling. Nice hit thrown by Steckline. Oh, and I guess not a nice hit. They got a rough there. He didn't like it. Official didn't like that at all. He said, no, we're going to give you a minor penalty. So to the box they go. The same crew from the game before. And, man, the whistles were blowing. I mean, we'll be here all night, which is fine, but I want to get some flow going. There's a puck down front, a chance in front. They score! Right off the draw. Edina goes to work on the power play, and they, take the 1-0 lead. Let's take a look at this one on the replay. Right out of the shoot, Steckline is in the box. And then Edina's Vincent Rock is going to score off the draw. Michael Yankee with the win. Oh, wow. Just sits there, and they punch that one home. And Edina takes the early 1-0 lead in their home standing tournament against Wayzata. Now to the near side. That's Alar that's checked on the play. He'll try to play this one up toward the line. Again, Alar plays that one far side. It's going to be Pavlovsky that's there. Back in behind and around, that's Wesley Shea. Check that was Pavlovsky. Wesley Shea was waiting at the line on the near side here for the Hornets. Back down below. Nice check thrown out there. Puck's loose out front. Another bid there by Alar. Edina's been getting pucks to the slot here in the early going. Now Shea plays over the near boards. He's going to fish that one into the Wayzata zone as they're going to play this through traffic into Edina territory. No ice on the play as Edina will retreat back in behind. There's Wesley Shea on the outlet to Brady Collins. That's going to be cut off to the neutral zone. Nice play by Meehan. He gets help from Conrad Beck. Back in behind for Edina. It's going to be Chase Gaugen as he'll look to play that one up to the left wing side, but that's going to be thwarted there. Nice forecheck deployed here by Wayzata. Outlet to the left wing side. That's going to be controlled by the defense of Wayzata. That's Lucas Koziel. And now they're going to work this one back in across the line. Koziel had that momentarily. That one will trickle its way into the corner as Edina will recover this one with Gaugen, who plays that one back into the right corner. That's off a stick to neutral. Now it's Koziel. That was off him, and no ice on that play as he'll regroup back into his own zone. Here's Koziel to the left wing. Cut off. That's going to be Simon with the bid. That hits some equipment on the way in of his teammate. I believe that was Chase Gaugen. I'll have to give it another look here as that's going to be controlled by Edina on the right wing side. That's going to be Bame that plays that one over. And now it's going to be controlled at the line into the neutral. Koziel. Oh, a nifty little play there to get away from the oncoming Hornets. He'll play that one in, but that's going to be whistled down offside. They're going to face off in the neutral zone. That Edina goal came very early on, 11:56 showing on the clock here in the first period when they scored. And now that draws one by Wayzata as they regroup to the near side. That's going to be Koziel. Nice play as he gets away from traffic. He's going to leave that one off to Kroll. Check that. That's Engel with a shot that's going to be gloved down by Zumwaldi as he'll hang on inside the Edina zone. Caleb Kroll again. Edina the draw, but that's going to be cut off on the way out by Koziel. Over to the far side, Simon. He'll play to center. Oh, on the move. Here they go. Schoenrock with it to the left wing side. Schoenrock will lose the handle, but gets a little bit of help and support down the way with Lyson. Lyson plays that to the slot area, but Wayzata, good defensive zone coverage there and posture. Angle to the right wing side. He'll play that back to his left, but that's cut off by Edina. Set rink wide there by Lyson. Nobody home as Wayzata regroups and retreats into their own zone. At center ice, a bouncing puck swung on there and missed. That by Engel. Now Wayzata's going to gear that one in on goal as it's going to be Zumwaldi to cover that up and hang on. The lefty will keep it right there as his team leads 1-0. Shot from the point, that's going to be deflected away. That's going to be guided back up through the center ice area. So Wayzata will retreat back into their own zone. Edina comes with some heavy pressure. That's going to be taken away. Nice footwork there by Bowden Allard as he'll play that for the, oh, wow, centering feed there. Somehow it got through. Nice job by Nelson to stay firm on the post there. He didn't get fooled. Played back up to the line. That's going to be Rock with it. His shot's going to be wide of the mark. The big carom to the near side. That's going to be Ellefson to play up. Nice chip off the glass. They find some real estate to the right wing. Walking down the rail there was number 16, Henry Meehan. Now they're going to pin up off the end boards and battle away here as they'll play it to the right wing. There's a shot from the dot. Another one that comes through, and Zumwaldi's just a big frame down there. He's hard to beat. As he just dropped into the butterfly, held on, and covered up. Again, has had himself a nice start to the game, creating some chances for his Trojan edition. There's Harmon with it. He'll play that one back in. Behind the net, that's going to be Wesley Shea. In on goal again, as that's going to be Subwaldi as he covers. Back up to the line. There's a puck that's played to the left wing side. Edina will cover and control with Jack Simon. He'll play off the boards to the near side. That was on the stick of number 11, Brady Collins, and now it's played around to the wall. From the left line, that's going to be sent through. That one missed the mark. Now Wayzata with some ozone time. That one's off the glove of Koziel, and that will be an icing call. Bring it back into the Edina zone. Back behind the net, Edina controls. They'll cycle it behind. From the left wing. That's Steckline. There's a shot through traffic. Zamwaldi was there, but that's off the end boards. They try to force the feed to the slot, nobody home. And that's going to be Schoenrock to play to the right wing side. Edina controls. That one edged its way to the stick there, almost didn't get there. Schoenrock to center now on the stick of Lyson. Lyson is stopped, and it's going to be Wayzata at the line. That's going to be stopped and played right back in. Jack Simon there to make the play. Now from the left wing side, they're going to play to center. Edina will control with Reed Bem. Reed Bame with it, rather, as he's going to lose the handle. Edina back over on the near side. From the center red line, that's going to be dumped in deep by Reed Bame, and it's going to be played up to the left wing side by the Trojans. So sit free to the slot area, cleared to an open wing, and there to dump that in with Zach Hines. All the way around to the far wall it goes. Edina tries to submarine their way down, and now it's going to be played up high. That's off the stick of Engel, and Edina controls. Shea will play that one in off the far corner as he diagonaled it in. Forecheck goes for Edina. Shea with a read at the line. That's going to be picked up by Wayzata. They'll play to center. On the move they go with it. That's going to be Ellefson. He'll play this one behind the net. Edina will look to break out to the right wing side. That's going to be cut off at the line. There's Harmon with the shot. That's blocked by the Hornet defense. Off the stick of Oliver Harmon. He's going to retreat back into his own zone. He has some pressure from Woolrobbie. Now it's going to be played to the left wing side. Here comes Wayzata. They'll try to play that one through. Trolling down low was Meehan. Edina breaks that one up. Wayzata's had a nice push here since Edina took that 1-0 lead. They've created a lot of energy and ozone time. But look out. Here comes a possible 2-on-1. They cross at the line. Shot in a pad save. Rebound. That was a nice save by Nelson to pull that one away. Now back the other way they go. There's a drop pass at the line. That's kept good there by Meehan. He's going to be spun off the puck. Edina controls now. That's Michael Jockey with it. Back up to the line. That's sent back in behind. They'll look back into the corner. Now it's going to be Glenn. Glenn will play this one to the left wing side. Wayzata regroups back into their own zone. And that's going to be controlled by Harmon. Harmon looks ahead. It's controlled again by the Edina defense. They'll take a look and play this one up the middle. Now it's going to be Harmon. They'll play that one through to the near side. They go left to right. That's going to be Rosakis, as that's going to be played behind the net. Edina around the wall. That's Collins. That's there. Wow, whistle-free hockey here. The flow. Gogan now back up to the line. That's going to be Harmon. Loads and shoots. Wow, I don't think the goaltender Zamwaldi had a bead on that one. Couldn't really tell on its path toward the net. Edina now stays at home defensively up high. Both these teams have been disciplined in the D zone. That would give you a pretty good reason to understand why they're here in this championship game as we continue on in a sizzling fast first period between these two teams. Now back in behind the net, Edina controls. Gonna play that around the wall to the near side. Waiting on that was Brady Collins. He's gonna fish it back in behind. That one's away from Guggen. And then now it's played back into the neutral zone. And who has it there? That's gonna be Engel. He'll turn and play it off the near boards. Now it's gonna be Engel once again. Trying to work through some legs. Just shot it on goal. Samwaldi makes a nice save there. Gets the right pad down on that as he keeps that out of the back of the net. Edina leads 1-0. A goal scored with 11:56 left in the period. Wow. Good stuff here. Played back ahead out of the zone. Schoenrock with it for Edina as he dumps that in behind the net. That's Kozio. He looks to outlet to the right wing side for Engel. Engel plays that one rink wide, but that's cut down by the defense over on the far side. Hornets control once again. We're going to go from right to left across the neutral zone. That'll be dumped in. Neat play there by Reed Bem. Now from the corner, that's going to be Rail with it. Look to play that around to the right wing side, but the Hornets, they'll go to work on the forecheck now as well. Wayzata will try to clear this to the near side with Engel waiting on that one. That one gets through the slot area. Down they go with Steckline. Steckline will try to play this one up toward the slot area. Now it's Caleb Kroll. Over to the right wing it goes for Engel. That's going to be gathered by Heinz. He plays that one rink wide. Chasing this one down is Bem. He'll have this one as he'll be bothered on the play. And now from center, that's cut down by the Trojans. Now it's going to be guided back in. Edina and Wayzata playing catch with the puck here. Over the right wing, turn back up ice. This is 1-on-5. I wish you well. As that's defended there by Pavlovsky. Up high. That one's played away from the Hornets' Oliver Lyson. And they'll be offside by about a third of a mile there, up off the left side, as we'll bring it back in the neutral zone. One of our first whistles here. Over from the corner, high slot area. And 1 minute remains in the period. Boy, that period just blew by. Back down the left wing wall. That goal seemed like it just happened for Edina. That's Allar that plays that. He'll control back of the neutral. Edina looks over the near side. It's going to be Shea that takes over. He'll look for something to develop. And instead we'll throw that in as it's deflected deep off the stick of Edina's Mason Catrone. Now back from the right side, there's a shot that's going to deflect its way in, and that's Landon Nelson, who thinks better of taking any chances there and reaches for it and covers that one up. Off the draw. Oh, nifty play inside out. That's Gogan that's stopped there. And here comes Wayzata through center ice. That was Tonjes. And to the near side, that's going to be picked up by Harmon. And that will do it for an entertaining first period. We'll have the second period coming up for you here shortly. Second period underway. Teams will change sides. Wayzata with a chance early on in the period. It was an Edina goal that was scored early on. It'll go to the net hard as it'll be knocked off its post there, and players shake it up a bit, but I think he'll be okay. Vincent Rock scored with 11:56 to go in the period. They're going to send the players away here for a moment. I'll get the net situated. Players up and off the ice. Okay for Wayzata. Off the draw, Edina, look out. Here's some speed up the middle. Wow, that shot came in, and that was a huge save. Wow. How did Landon Nelson pull that one out of the air? That was an incredible look by Jack Simon as he took off. Now Wayzata once again will look up the middle as they tried to find their man on the move, and Riley Sector Urban back in behind. Here comes some pressure. Edina is there. Now there's a nice check by Micah Steckline to close that deal. Over to the near side it goes. Wayzata controls. Now Edina takes over from the corner. That's going to be Ethan Carlson. Kept at the line and played in by Caleb Kroll as Wayzata goes to work off the offensive zone. That's off the side of the net. Behind the net it goes. They'll have Sector Urban that was there. Now a shot that's sent through by the defensive stick of Tyler Rail. There he is trolling up high at the line looking for something from the slot. He's open. They could find that through, but Edina compressing in on their D-zone coverage. Not many passing lanes. That one is wide off the side of the end boards, and back up to the top of the circles they go. That'll be controlled. There's a shot that's punched in on goal, and that's going to be handled and covered by the Edina goaltender, Maxwell Zamwaldi. Both teams will complete changes, and we'll get ready to drop the puck here. Backpedaling are the Trojans into their own zone as they'll work this one up through the center ice area. Into the corner it goes. That's going to be off the stick of Henry Meehan. Now from the line, there's a shot into traffic. Zamwaldi, very calm back there for Edina, turned that one into the corner. Now they'll play this one to the goal mouth area, slot area, if you will. Edina will break that one out of the zone. On the move there, that's Bame with it as he plays that one back in behind. Checked on the play there. Trojans off the end board. There's a quick shot that came out from the corner. Another big save made there. as we'll face off inside the Wayzata zone. That one will trickle its way through to the near side. Pitching down for Edina is Vincent Rock. There's a nice battle off the side of the cage. Bowden Allar was tied up as it's going to trickle its way in on goal, as that's going to be guided over to the side by Zamwaldi. Edina will break out to the left wing. Now here come the Trojans. That one's going to go through the slot area to the near wall. Edina stays on this puck. Big check thrown there. That was Caleb Kroll that finished the deal. Wayzata had moments like this in the first period. Edina defended well in the defensive zone. And so far that lone goal has stood up. There's Zamwaldi to steer that one to the near boards. All the way around it goes. And now Wayzata controls. They play it to the near side. That's Rail with it. That's going to be played out of there by the stick of Allar. Bowden Allar across the line. Wayzata back into the neutral. That's behind the intended stick of Steckline, who's forced to take out a passing lane instead as Edina sends that one in. Wayzata will regroup back in behind their net with Tyler Rail. Rail is bothered there from the corner as he'll swing it around to the near wall. Now they'll chip that one to center off the stick. That one will travel into the Edina zone as they'll regroup behind the net with a puck bumped off the near boards. Over to make the play is Pavlovsky. Now on the play for Edina. That was Vincent Rock. Up to the right wing. Out of the zone they go. Zane McCardle. They'll play that in. That's going to be controlled by Bame. Or check that Meehan rather. As now it's going to be Edina in control. That's going to be blocked up high to the slot area. And now turning and playing that one into the corner off the stick. That was number 9, Mason Glynn. Now Edina's turning the offensive zone, and Wayzata goes to work with the D-zone coverage. That's played deep by McCardle. McCardle's open down low, and that's going to be picked up by Pavlovsky. Pavlovsky to the right wing side. McCardle was there. Wesley Shea as well to stop that one. Now we bring it over to the near side. There it is. Nice job to play it down the wall. Good read by Mason Glynn. Who checked heavily into the wall was Brady Collins. He was stopped in his tracks. Over to the far wing it goes. Now Wayzata to the line. They'll chip away at that puck, and it's played to the neutral zone by Sector Urban. Now it's on the stick of the Hornets, Ethan Carlson. He'll play to Lyson. Lyson up high, sends a shot that deflects. Oh, it lands on top of the net. And that will cause the whistle there. That was wild there. Take a look at that one on replay here in a second. That thing just like dropped its way right in on top of the net. You'll watch that. Nice play by Lyson. And he's just going to send that one through. It deflected. Wow. That was going in a ton of different directions there on Landon Nelson in goal for Wayzata. Edina back in across the line. They try to muscle their way through. There's a puck that slithers through the goal mouth area over to the near boards. Waiting on that there was Tonjes. And now it's going to be guided in by Schoenrock. Wide of the mark it goes. Back into his own zone goes Kroll. Or Koziel rather. Back up to the line. Edina will take it from the left circle. They'll cycle it into the corner. Now it's Rail with it. Rail will play to the right wing side. Edina now will have to do the foot chase to the near side. Played back in behind. That was nice hustle there by Bame to make the play as there's a delayed penalty coming up. And this one, I believe, will be on Wayzata as that happened on the far side. And indeed it is. Paul Tonjes is going to go with 7:59 to go. Almost midway through this frame. Edina goes on the power play. We'll see if they can do anything with it here. Really, with these short penalties, it's all about possession. You got to get the draws. Both these center icemen know as they go after that. When Edina controls, that shot from long range from Mason Catron missed the mark. And now to the line, that's going to be off the stick of Vincent Rock. Edina's going to regroup back into their own zone. Wesley Shea with it. He will accelerate to the right wing side. On the tape there for the near side. Across the line, inside out goes Catron. Back into the corner it goes. It's Harmon. And up and out of play it goes. Get a new puck. One goal scored in the first period. That by Vincent Rock. Play back behind the net. Wayzata's Pavlovsky plays that up to the line. That'll be kept. Shot from far out taken by Vincent Rock. Edina will try the wraparound. They'll go up over the top of the goal there. Both these goaltenders, Landon Nelson for Wayzata, Maxwell Zamwaldi for Edina, have proven to be difficult to beat here. There's a puck played from the top of the right side by Vincent Rock, and Wayzata will clear through center. Edina will regroup back into their own zone now with Wesley Shea. Outlet to the right wing side. That'll be handled off the stick there of Yankee as they're going to play this one. They score! Oh, a power play goal for the Edina Hornets. They take the 2-0 lead on a big goal scored there. Wow. It was being killed very neatly as it looked like the Edina was kind of at bay. They couldn't really get there a good look in on the cage, but we'll take a look at this one on the replay, and you can see how this one came together. Well, tripped up on the play at first was Michael Yankee, and I believe that was Mason Catron to finish it. Bowden Allard gets an assist to go along with Yankee with 6:40 to go here in this second period. Edina leads 2-0. It's been such a closely matched game. Be curious to see. Got to find some defensive breakdowns if you're Wayzata on Edina. Back into the corner, that's going to be McCardle. In front, usually a quick response is what you're looking for. There's Kroll with the bid. There's a slapper from the blue line. That's going to be wide of the mark. There's a puck played up high to the slot area. Oh, a nice pad save. Landon Nelson. That was a big one there. That was not an easy one to make. Edina now will walk it. No, they won't walk it up high because there's a penalty. It's going to be Ethan Carlson who's going to go for a cross check. 5:44 remains here in this period. Big moment here for Wayzata. Rail with a shot through traffic that was kicked out of there by Zamwaldi. Rail will come back away with it to play to the right wing side, and they'll play this one back in behind. All the way around the wall it goes for Tyler Rail. See if that has a little too much juice on it. No, it doesn't. Nice play there out of the zone. Oliver Lyson with the touch. Now it's going to be Steckline. That's off a pair of skates and a stick as Edina will just play it in deep and force the Trojans to go 200 feet here on the penalty kill. Nice job up high at the line. Lyson stays with it. Now it's the Trojans. And that'll be Hines there. Maybe got away with one there. Could have been called for a trip to the line. That's off the boot there of Rail to the neutral zone. Now Kroll will bring some pressure. Now a penalty coming up. To be Caleb Kroll. See what he gives him here on the call. Roughing will be the call. Now with 4:37 to go, it's going to be 4-on-4. For a little under a half minute. And Wayzata is going to go on the power play. Or check that Edina's go on the power play again. So 4-on-4, the draw to Edina. It looked like it took Nelson by surprise on the way in. There he is off the side of the net, makes a couple of nice saves and covers that up. Reaches over with his left hand with a big trapper. Mason Catron gets the draw to the near side that gets under the stick of Bame as he's going to play that in. Edina gets touched up on side. No, they don't. Boy, I thought that was close enough to let it go. Face-off pulled back by the Trojans. Now it's going to be gathered by Wesley Shea. Look out, turned over. Oh, and a nice calm save by Zamwaldi. Shuts the door. Back into the neutral zone it goes. Wayzata's going to guide that one back in. And there's an extra stick there as Wayzata will control. Edina now back up the ice they go. There's one that's going to be punched back in. That was Mason Catrone. Boy, he's had a nice period here for Edina. Back in across the line. There's a shot from long range that's in on goal from Tonjes. Edina now will try to speed up. They're just going to bull rush their way through into the corner. They got a player to the net down low. There's a chance. It was Collins Woolrobbie that was there. There's a slapper that's going to be well wide of the mark. Edina's power play continues here late in the second period. Albeit it ends right now. We're even up back at 5-on-5. There's a shallow angle. They have numbers down low, but that was defensed neatly there. Played up to the line. That's deflected through and out. That's going to be enough for an icing call as we bring it back into Wayzata territory. Shots on goal read for Wayzata, 16 for Edina, 12. 2-0 on the all-important scoreboard for the Hornets. Trojans back to center. He played off the stick of Ethan Carlson. They work it over the left side. Advancing that one ahead was Chase Gaugen. Back in behind. They have a subtle little pass in front. Oh, they had a man open. They couldn't quite get it through as the Trojans will work this one to center. On that puck, it's Caleb Kroll from the corner. That's going to be cut down by the defense. As Ethan Carlson back in behind the net. That's Ellefson. And now back through center as Wayzata forced to regroup. Oren Nelson's going to play that off for the defense. Now Wayzata's at full strength. I forgot to mention that perhaps. And that's going to be played back into the corner. 5-on-5. as these two teams go toe-to-toe up and down the ice. It's going to be carried wide by Zane McCardle. Edina quickly at the line, tries to pool cue that into the zone. Now it's going to be on the stick for Tonjes. He breaks in. He's going to be brought down on the way in. The penalty coming up to Edina. That's going to be Reed Bame is going to go with 1:34 to go in the period. So this penalty, if Edina kills it, will pretty much take you to 4 seconds left in the period. I mean, I would say if you're going to take a penalty, that's what you would call a good penalty. No question. Wayzata now works the power play, O-zone time. Zumwaldi makes the save. Karam back over to the far side. There's a shot that's going to one-hop in. That came from the far side there by Harmon. In front it goes. There's a wrister that's blocked. Back into the corner. That's going to be McCardle. Back again. Wrist shot, blocker pad, steered to the corner. Now it's Heinz, another delayed penalty coming up. Look out. This is going to be on Edina as he got a 5-on-3. That is brewing. Bam gets the trip. And now we got another one coming up here. We'll get this one sorted for you. So it'll be 5-on-3 time now in the close here of this period. Vincent Rock gets the cross check. With 45 to go in the period. Face-off controlled by Wayzata. They've got the numbers down low and possession. Back up to the line. That's going to be Rail holding, walking, shooting. Wanted to go high. That's off the glass. Steckline was there. Nice physical play off the far wall there by Shea. Wayzata to the right wing side. That's Carlson in front. That's going to be on the stick now. Oh, look out. Puck's loose. There was Kroll down low as well. And that's going to be Zumwaldi to try to cover, and he finally does. Keeps that one out of the back of the net. Wayzata starting to stack up the shots here as they now have 19 on the game, including 10 here in this period. They had 9-4 advantage in period 1 and 10-8 here in period 2, 19-12. But Edina with the 2 goals so far. Goaltending's been great, both sides. Wayzata will regroup as they'll have to hurry as there's not a lot of time left here in the period. Over to the right wing side. That's going to be in on goal as that will do it for period number 2. Edina extends their lead by a goal. As we go to the third, more in a moment. 5-on-3 continues. We'll keep an eye on the penalty box as Bem stands up first as he'll jump on the ice here if they don't score. They'll feed that one back up to the line. Here's a shot holding, shooting. Get my graphic off. I was so dialed on the penalty box, I forgot I had it up. There's a shot that's going to be deflected away and played back into the corner. That's Caleb Kroll. 5-on-4 now. And in a few seconds, power plays will expire if the Trojans can't bury here. They push back into the Edina zone as they'll go to work. And now from the corner. Up to the slot. That's an attempt from Caleb Kroll. Nice job on the back check there. Steckline peels that away off the end boards. Looking for that puck was Engel, but saying no was Zumwaldi as he covers that one up. Rock is standing and waiting to step on the ice here shortly. Door is opening right now. As back on the ice steps Rock, and it's 5-on-5. He'll head to the bench. Edina now back up through center off the blocked shot there. That's going to be Lyson with it. Back into the corner. That's going to be Rail. Around the wall to the near side, Ellefson. Ellefson cut off at the line. Lyson, nice read there. Beautiful feed down low. Lyson, the backhand, tries to shove that one home. Wow, a big pile up there in front as that one stays out of the back of the net. And a beautiful save made there by Landon Nelson. A really nice play, though, up top by Oliver Lyson. I have a penalty coming up, too, but we'll take a first look at the replay, and then we'll sort out the penalty here. Lyson loved that feed there. Then he went right to the net, didn't become a fan. And then there was a penalty that was right after that one. And here in the third period, it's going to be Tyler Rail that's going to go. He takes the minor for a rough. And Oliver Lyson goes for a slash as well. It was his slash that led to the goaltender that led to the rough. And it'll be 5-on-5 here. 13:15 to go in the third period. This thing gets tied up. It goes to the shootout. You saw that in the Bantam C game. Back in behind the net it goes. That's Heinz with it. Plays over to the right wing. Now it's going to be controlled and shot in on goal. Nice save made by Zumwaldi. Now it's be back into the neutral zone. Controlled by Oliver Harmon. Edina now regains possession. They're going to play this one over to the near side. You know, after this week, we've got a couple weeks left. Playoffs start for various levels, and it's going to be on. That one is back in behind Yankee, and it's going to be back to the line for Edina. The season, it's a long season, but it goes fast, you know, from day to day. You just say, man, that happens quick. I think it's after the holiday season. Things just tend to ramp up in January and just goes so fast. And then next thing you know, we're in spring. Nothing wrong with that. Back along the goal line in front. That's going to be a nice save by Nelson as he shut the door on the backhand bid by the Hornets. Back up to the right wing side. They go with it. It's going to be carried back in deep to the corner. This will be shoveled to center ice. And that'll be handled by Koziel. That's off a stick at center. And Edina will regroup back into their own zone. They'll find an opening and set it in deep. There goes McCardle. McCardle in deep. around the right wing side for Engel. He'll play that one. There's a touch pass to the near side. That's Roll. He played that over for the stick of Steckline, and they'll be whistled for the offside as the coincidentals expire. Over to the near side it goes. That's Ellefson from the line. That's pushed into the zone by Kozio. Back around it goes. That'll be gathered by Lyson. And a wrist shot that's played back through into the corner. Wayzata stays in control. Edina will play it to the near wall. Oliver Lyson. There's a long shot from far out, turned aside by Zamwaldi with the blocker pad. Edina will outlet to the right wing, and out of the zone they go. There they come. It's 2-on-4. Not a lot going on, but really good job to find some space. Schoenrock was the intended receiver there. He gets a stick in on Koziel, who's going to turn back up ice to the right wing. They collide together on the near wall. It's played back in behind. That's going to be Vincent Rock chasing in with the stick there to try to help out, as that's Woolrobbie that is tied up with some Trojan players. Bowden Allar comes in as well. Now it's going to be Shea to the near side, picked up by Kozio through the goal mouth area. Here comes Woolrobbie again. He better hurry because Kroll was honing in on him. To the near side they go. Back up to the line. There's a wrist shot that's blocked up high. Kozio was stopped there. And now it's going to be played back in. That's going to be an offside call. Edina leads 2-0. Goal scored at early on with 11:56 to go in the period from Vincent Rock. Michael Yankee in on the assist. Yankee has 2 assists in this one because he picked up an assist with 6:40 to go in the second period on Mason Catron's goal. Bowden Allar also had an assist. Here's a bull rush toward the net for the Hornets. That was Bowden Allar with it. And now it's played up to the right wing side. Engel tries to go to the outside. I'll stay with it. He's got players to the net. That was defensed and fished out of there by Bem. He's going to be bothered back in behind the net. Wayzata looked to feed that to the slot area. And Edina will guide this one back out of the zone. Nifty play to real estate. They got a man to the net that's open. And, oh, man, with an opportunity there was Allar. And now it's going to be played over to the near wall. Wayzata comes over to look to find some room on that puck. It's going to be Yankee that was there. Now to the right wing for Engel. He'll play to the neutral. That's off a Hornet stick, giving chase is Bem. That's turned over back at center and on the stick for Harmon. Right now the Hornets D zone has been really good here today. They'll play this one rink wide, looking ahead. And that's pushed ahead. That's Bem who got hit as he tried to play that puck. Now it's going to be Engel. Kicked into the corner there by Zamwaldi. Wayzata now looks to forecheck. Edina breaks it. They're going to carry this one through center. Nice feed to the left wing, sharing the puck on the rush. Putting on the brakes there is McCardle. They'll play that one rink wide. Edina, nice little play through traffic. One-timer. That's going to be deflected. Bid there by Woolrobbie as he'll play that one into the corner. That's going to be played rink wide. And we have a man that's open up on the near side. That was Ellefson. As he's going to be stick checked there and turned over to Edina. That's Glynn. That's going to hit a man on the way down and Woolrobbie. And over to the near corner it goes. Edina will forecheck now with Mason Glynn. They look out front. Wayzata controls back up ice to the right wing side. They're going to handle this one across the line. Nice puck protection in on goal. And that was Zamwaldi that was there. And Edina will break that one up. They'll play that one ahead. from center. You're 1-on-3. We'll see what they try to do here. That was Robbie that was pickpocketed there. And now it's Bem with it. Bem will play this one wide. Or check that. Sorry about that. That's Meehan with it. Played that one wide with an opportunity. Now here's a chance for the slot in on goal. Rebound. Puck's loose. Scores! Paul Tonjes. Hard-working goal there. And they break through on the goaltender, Maxwell Zamwaldi, to make this a 2-1 hockey game at a terrific play down low. Wow, look at this play. You'll see him take it to the slot area. There's the save. Go to the net, rebound. Stay with it. He does just that. And that puts Wayzata on the board as they trail 2-1. Buckle up. This is going to be a great finish. There's about 6:30 to go here in this one. Back up from the line. That's going to be off the stick and behind the net. That's got to be an offside as we'll play it into the neutral zone. Tonjes with the score. And it's 2-1. Big goal for him. It'll be an interesting finish between these two teams. They've played a very strong game in all aspects. Goaltending's been good. The forechecks, the D zone. Discipline's been good. Back over the near side. That's Rock to play to an open wing. Back in behind. Now it's going to be Engel. One thing about this Wayzata team is they've never changed their body language. They've never looked pouty or anything like that. They've been really good in staying with what they want to get done. There's a shot that's blocked. That's off gear. That's going to be played back around. And once again, a long shot that rattles around to the low slot area as they find an opening and send that one back in. They'll go rink wide with that one. Oh, it's going to be pinned up on the far wall. Lucas Cozio, there's a shot that's wide of the mark. Great pressure here by Wayzata. They continue to bring the heat here on the Hornets late in this hockey game. From the right wing side, there's a shot from the left point by the Trojans. And that's going to be turned over at the line. Off to the backhand. That shot's going to miss the mark. A look there by Meehan. And now it's going to be laid down. The wobbling puck by Engel back in behind. Engel will stay with it. He'll play this one up to the line. Now it's going to be controlled by the Wayzata Trojans. That's Harmon. Wrist shot steered wide. Now it's played back, and icing will be the call. Wayzata with a nice push here in this third period. There's a puck played back in off the end wall from the corner. Official had to get out of the way there as they will pin up off the boards, play it to the near side. Now turned away into the corner on Edina's puck. That's Vincent Rock. They're going to play this around. They got a man open on the left wing and Schoen Rock. Instead, they'll go to the middle. Outlet to the right wing side. That's going to be chipped into the zone. Edina will try to find some players toward the slot area as they'll try to make a move there, but now to the right wing side they go. That's going to be Ellefson with it. He'll cut toward the middle. Ellefson in on goal. Nice stick at the last moment there by Mason Glynn to break that one up. Over to the right wing side goes Edina. They're going to stay with it back through the middle. That's going to be Lyson. That was there, but stolen away. Wayzata continues to press. Meehan with it to the corner. He'll be canceled and wedged neatly there by Gaugen. Now it's going to be Wayzata from the end boards. They'll look to the left dot. That shot's blocked. Up high it goes. Played to safety back into the neutral zone. There's a long shot that's whistled wide of the mark by McCardle. Around the wall it goes. McCardle will get it back from the slot area. That's into the glove hand. Did it go in? No goal. It was working its way toward the goal line there, but Landon Nelson was quick to get on that and cover it up. Very close. That was a crazy moment there a couple of seconds ago. This will be played back into the corner. Here comes Vincent Rock to play this one around to the near side. That's going to be kept at the line by Cozio. Now it's going to be controlled by Edina as they roll left wing side. That's going to be sent back into the corner. It's going to be Cozio around the wall. Tyler Rail was there. And now it's Wayzata again, back in front of the bench area. You know, both these teams are not giving up a lot of space here. And when they do, there's always someone that's supporting along the way. Off the draw, that's sent into the Edina zone. All the way around the wall. That's Yankee that came down. He's going to be joined by Caleb Kroll. What a finale this game has been to the Bob O'Connor tournament. This is a very well played game by two very good teams. Goaltender is off, as we are now 6-on-5 as it's crunch time here. Wayzata to the line. There's a wrister that's deflected, that one off the end boards. Waldy was there. Now Wayzata controls once again. There's a puck played to the slot area. That one is off the wall. And now it's chipped off the glass. Kept at the line there by Schoenrock. Now here's a chance, a shot that's off the end boards. Ooh, what a bid there. Now it's played back up to the line, and that's going to be controlled down low as it trickles off the side of the cage. As they look out front, there's a shot that's blocked. Ooh, that one came off the stick of Kroll. Now it's Wayzata. Serious pressure here as we are winding it down. Now it's going to be Catron as he's going to try and just find the empty net. And he threw it down and took a shot at that. And instead, that's going to be an icing call. Wow. Now we'll face off again. It's so tense at Braemar Arena. You can cut it with a knife. Caleb Kroll. Off the draw, there's a shot that's blocked. The bid there from Rail. Edina plays to center. Wayzata will try to regroup, but they can't. And that's going to do it as the final buzzer goes. And Edina, Bantam B2 White are the winners of the 41st annual Bob O'Connor Bantam B2 tournament here from Braemar Arena. Really well played game. Tip of the cap to both of the goaltenders as they had a lot of work here. Especially you think about the goaltending work of Edina's Maxwell Zamwaldi. He saw 30 shots in on goal, turned aside 29. And then Landon Nelson saw 16. He turned away 14. All very good chances in a great hockey game. We'll keep it here for the celebration. And I'll bid you adieu for now. Thanks for joining me here tonight. I'm Pete Wagner. So long, everybody.
Congratulations to the